simple no. Oh, that's not the answer I was expecting. I'm sorry.
I rewatched the game the other day, and I didn't realize Michael Douglas has a really close to falling down moment in the game where like he's sitting in the car holding a gun and someone walks up to him. He's like, he just looks at them holding the gun and goes, "I'm very fragile right now." Hi, everybody. Welcome to Film the Table. This is our continuing Rangers of Shadowdeep series where we are throwing down the last voyage of the Exeter. We're on a mission number 2. If you're not following this already, you can go up to mission number 1. This is a film table expansion, which is basically us liking movies and books and films.
Turning them into games,
stuff,
which we also like.
Games. Yeah, exactly. So I wrote a supplement for Rangers of Shadowdeep for basically a short story that pulls themes from things like the Last Voyage of the Demeter, 30 Days of Nights, all of that stuff. All of those sort of like gothic tales. And we're into Act 2. So Act 2, we have now found the Exeter. We've made our way through the village of Melifair. And it
got through the gate
barely. Everyone's okay-ish.
Lois Nine Toes is there with everybody.
Yeah, poor Lois. And the rusted gates of the Melifair docks crash open and shut as you lock them against any further interference by the creeping degenerates that haunt the streets. With that momentary reprieve, you quickly secure the dockmaster's tollboat, used to inspect and move cargo from the larger ships at anchor out into the harbor. The lone form of the Exeter rocks out past the breakwater in the lighthouse, its darkened shape ominous and silent. This must be the vector of whatever sickness rages in the streets of Melifair. Pulling against the waves, you and your companion set out to the ship, intent on discovering whatever mystery lies within. As you pull up alongside and tie the longboat up to the ship's ladder, you are greeted by nothing but the creaking of the masts and the ripple of the water.
Oh, thank God. I was worried there would be monsters.
There might.
Thank God there's no
We
monsters.
got to investigate this ship. So you actually secured our game table for this, which I'm excited about. This is a Paizo game mat?
It's a Paizo Pathfinder game mat for the, I forget if it's the larger pirate ship or the even larger pirate ship. They have 3 scales of game mats. There's the game mat, larger, and even larger.
Cool. And these are all dry erase game mats meant for games of Pathfinder, I think in particular, or just D&D, whatever your 1-inch.
Yeah, their idea that they do them for is they have like online adventures they publish that all use various game mats. So you basically buy a game mat and then they publish adventures that trigger off that game mat.
Sweet. Well, this one's perfect for our purposes because it has 3 sections of this boat, which is the hold, the crew deck, and of course the deck itself, the upper deck. And we'll be pulling alongside. So we'll show you the table. We'll show you our current Rangers and their companions who are a little beat up by the thralls.
Whatever.
The thralls that were on the streets of Melifair. And we'll get this going.
I'm on a boat, y'all.
All right. So here we are set up for the Exeter. Now, this is a very cool mat. It's roughly, what would you say dimensions of this? I think you said it was like 24
by 39. This is like one of the bigger ones, so it's a weird size.
It's a weird size. What I looked for but couldn't find without having like it take 6 months to ship to us was one of those like desk mats to lay over top of it.
Yeah.
I am going to order one still in the future so that because they're meant to dry erase on, and that way you can't really see the creases, but you actually just folded it backwards and it looks great.
Yeah, it's pretty flat.
It's not bad.
No, it's serviceable.
I was expecting it to be way more like shiny than it is. But what's cool is it actually has every part of the ship, but the 3 we're going to be using for the mission today, because we're probably going to play on a fixed camera, is the upper deck, the crew deck, and the lower deck you can see here. And you've also populated it with some very cool scenery. So you have, these bits are from all over the place, aren't they? What do you got here?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't know where these resin things are from. I got these years ago when Stan and I were playing Frostgrave.
These look like, I can almost identify by resin. These look like Zeturdes resin maybe, because it's like dark brown, or maybe Miniature Building Authority.
So I got these because they had a ruined cart, and we needed a ruined cart for one of the Frostgrave scenarios. The coffins and child coffins.
He was like, if you're confused about which lids go to which, just because there's also kid coffins. And I was like, that's dark.
They're from TC Combat.
Yep.
And then the other stuff, the soft vinyl stuff, is a mix of the Whiz Kids, and there's a couple Reaper pieces on here too.
Nice. Yeah. So lots of cool, like just basically anything you had that was made out of wood you grabbed and painted up so we could have some like scatter train on here. But I think it's really sharp. Like, and especially like if you're trying to do like a cutaway of a ship with a ship model, that would have been impossible. I would have had to machine something from scratch. And that was going to take forever. So this is a really good, cheap and cheap
it's pretty
way of getting
serviceable.
this done. I'm super excited about it. But yeah, I think I think in the future I'm going to try and find one of those big matte, like semi-matte desk mats, because then we can just do any of these mats that we want and throw them down and play
Yeah, and
all
I'm
kinds of things.
now that I've bought a few, I have a growing collection.
You have a growing,
That's
yeah.
how that works.
You have an investment in doing these. Like, well, they pack up really small too. They pack up with the size of like an 8.5 by 11.
Yeah, they're 8.5
sheet
by
of paper.
11 when they're folded up.
Yeah, so it's super small. All right, well, here is Bryce Fane and his Ranger companion. So Bryce right here, Accidental Batman. He's my Ranger with, he was a starting Ranger because we did 2 starting Rangers as opposed to level 5. The idea behind this mission, if you haven't watched the first installment, is that this can be played after the introductory mission from the Rangers rulebook in any order with any of the other supplements. So Bryce and his friends, we have Farthingsworth, which is the dwarf that hangs out with him. He's a man-at-arms. And then we have Sparrow, who is the rogue, also hanging out to the left here. So Sparrow and Farthingsworth are my 2 companions. I focus on stealth with my Ranger, so I have like Hand of Fate, Inner Strength, Blend into the Shadows, Dash, and Deadly Strike. Because I use Druid Karate on people mostly to get my work done. And then who's your Ranger and what does he do?
So my Ranger's in the middle. That's Kent Clarkson,
the big blue Boy Scout.
Yeah, he's your best frenemy.
He is. I might have a vial of green something ready to poison him with at any
So
time.
he is less sneaky and more brick-like. So he is armed with not 1 but 2 double-handed weapons.
Yep.
Just cause. Heavy armor. He's got a rope. He has Deadly Strike, Powerful Blow, Roll with the Punch. So he's basically really good at like absorbing hits.
You mean solving all problems by hitting it with his face?
Exactly. He also has Shove in case people get too close to him, and Dash, so
Nice.
he can move fairly quickly if he needs to.
Yep. Would you say he can leap over things with a single bound?
He can leap over tall buildings and tall boat fixtures in a
Tallish
single
boat
bound.
fixtures, yeah.
And then he brought his companions with him. So there is Jimmy with the bow. Jimmy's an archer, so he's got a bow, light armor, and a dagger. And then Lois, who unfortunately lost some toes last game. Lois is not quick, but
Just half-inch of movement.
She's a guardswoman with a 2-handed weapon and light armor.
I love when Joe puts in the granularity. If you lose a half-inch of movement, you're only the last part of your dash.
I was going to say, yeah, if I get 1 more injury, then I'll lose 3/4 of an inch. And that's just too much.
Can't do it.
It's too much.
All right, so this encounter we played, like we said, on 3 small shipboards, each representing a different level of the Laurentian ship, the Exeter. These are the upper deck, the crew deck, and the hold. Use whatever terrain you have appropriate, but they should be between 12 and 16 inches long and 6 to 10 inches wide. So we nailed it with this map, man. At either end should be an access point between the levels with a clue marker on the far side of it. So if the access point we're going to use, we'll say is here, we'll put the clue on top of the other one. And you found some clue markers.
I did.
Which is cool. You got a clue right there.
I should go through stuff in my basement more often.
You should. And so this leads down to this one, which means the clue will be here. And then this where we have this one. Well, this one will be the next one down, and it leads to the clue being down here. So we have to try and find these clues to reveal what they are. The upper deck, there should be a longboat placed to the side of the ship. So we got 2 longboats here that are docked with it. Deploy the Rangers and the companions within 1 of the lifeboat or longboat or the boat edge that it's moored to. So we have ourselves on either side now deployed next to our own little boats, because we don't share boats. My boat has branded logos on it. Mine's all covered in bats. I have a bat boat.
I have a big S for hope. Also, I'm dyslexic.
Special rules. The Ranger and their companions are, that's right, S for hope. Hopes.
Shope, if you will.
That's right, yeah. The Ranger and their companions are attempting to discover the nature of the threat to Allador that is voyaged here on this ship and sink it if need be. They must investigate the ship, quarters, and hold, and once they've discovered the nature of the threat, scuttle the ship. If the heroes discovered a satchel of oil and rags in the previous act,
I think one of your guys got
I
that.
did. All 3 of my models can be equipped with a makeshift firebomb that can be used later in the mission. The ship may be scuttled by having each level set ablaze using either oil and rags as an action or by improvising with a successful traps roll on a TN10. Once ablaze, any model that begins an activation on that level must make a survival roll of TN10 or suffer 3 damage because we're lighting the ship on fire.
So we basically want to go downstairs, light the bottom.
I would investigate first, light second. Sounds like a good idea. Yeah.
What?
Listen, you're the journalist here, man. I'm just a karate vigilante. I don't know what you're talking about. Each ship will have a different access point, as we said, that'll link them. So the access points here link to this, and then here link to this, and then the clues are all at the opposite ends. There is a Dompier that is skulking aboard this ship somehow. They do not begin the encounter on the table. They will appear mocking the Rangers from the shadows and then leaping to attack them in a different place by drawing an event card. At the end of each round, if it has not been slain and after it's regained any health from feeding, remove the Dhampir from the table. Once the 6 events card's been drawn, the creature will no longer return. So the challenge level for this, of course, is that the survival rolls, because there's so many of us on board, it will be increased to 12 instead of 10 because there's more than one Ranger on the table. All right, so we're into round 1, and we're basically uncontested until the end of this turn. The Dhampir is going to show up. So we need to investigate this clue marker should be all the way back here. We need to investigate this half of the board, but then we could split the party and start the journey below decks as well. How do we want to do this?
Well, so obviously we want to spend as little time here as possible.
Yep.
Because we want to start burning the boat down before
we all get murdered.
So I'm going to say
alien.
One of us,
yep.
I'm comfortable with that being me,
okay.
just does a speed run to the bottom of the boat.
Okay.
And then somebody else works their way down, and when we get to the middle...
So I'm going to say that I'm going to send Sparrow with you, because Sparrow has a firebomb. And that means you're going to have to waste a bunch of action. Like, at least one of these decks we know we can auto-light. I'm going to say we light the hold.
Sure.
Right? So I'm going to send Sparrow with you. Why don't you leave... Who's your sneakiest? Maybe the archer stays with me. Maybe the archer stays with me because we're above decks and the shooting will be more relevant when there's not walls in the way of everything.
Fair enough.
Because we're in the open. All right. Jimmy. So I'm going to start investigating then. So my ranger phase, Farthingsworth and the boss. Actually, I don't even need
you don't need to measure.
We don't need to measure, do we? We can just walk. I have a movement of 7. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over to here. And then I'm going to move again. 1, 2, 3, and I'm an inch away from this clue marker because of the convenient grid here. And that means I can investigate it. So what is this clue? This is point A. All right, so this is clue number A. It's ABC all the way down.
Clue number A.
Clue number A. I just turned into Buzz from Home Alone.
We need to stop
A, 2, and
we
D.
need to stop being judgmental about the current education system and talk about the education system from 30 years ago.
How many brain cells have I killed? The deck of the Exeter shows clear signs of both fighting and activity, loading and unloading cargo. The torn-apart remains of at least 2 dock workers are here, along with what appears to be the captain of the vessel lashed to the mast and clutching a small icon of Saint Amelia. While the remains are desecrated, this poor soul appears mostly unspoiled. The investigating model may pick up a holy icon and will be equipped with it for the remainder of the mission, after which they will be returned to the poor individual's family. So I gained 20 experience from the discovery. So we all got 20 experience from this, which is cool. And then Farthingsworth is going to move as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then move again. 1, 2 and a half. So we'll just say he pops down here. Whoop. And for the sake of argument, everybody can move through each other for this mission. So it's over to you. Your ranger phase.
Okay. So we'll do, we'll obviously do Kent, and he'll take Lois with him. So he's going to go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because he's not fast.
Because he's the big blue Boy
1,
Scout.
2.
2 and a half, so you can pop down the stairs and just be next to me. We can share that space.
And then we'll do Lois, who moves at basically the same speed, but that'll put her 1 square behind.
Yep.
So she'll just stay there for a minute.
All right, perfect. Creature phase, there isn't one because the Dhampir's not on the board yet. So then Sparrow gets to move.
Oh, why did I? Oh, yeah, she's with him. Sorry.
And go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3, and be waiting in the wings. And then we can continue to investigate. I'm not going to light this place on fire just yet, but the Dhampir might appear at some point before we drive it off. So we don't get to, you get to move if you want as well, yeah?
So...
Gonna come back me up just in case the vampire attacks us?
So we'll go 1, 2, 3, sorry.
Stairs,
1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
Perfect. All right, so we're all next to each other, and now it's the event phase. Why don't you flip the event deck card, and we'll see where the Dhampir appears.
So card number 1 is the Ace of Hearts.
So the ace itself. All right, so our first card reveals that the Dhampir is lurking on the upper deck. Place it near a piece of terrain 3 inches away from a random ranger or companion. If there's no heroes in this level, place the Dhampir on a random level above or below. So we're on the foredeck. There's 4 characters here, so let's roll a d8, and we'll go my north to south here. Your guys east to west. So 1 right within 3 of a piece of terrain, and Lois. So right here, Dhampir appears. Came out of the coffin, and now we're starting round 2. All right, round 2 ranger phase.
Right. I guess I might as well go first because there's not going to be a lot happening down here anyway.
You got it.
So we'll split the party. So Kent will go
Just to be wise.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2 more. He'll stand on the other side just because his mace fits better.
All right, so you're within 1 now, so this is going to reveal B. You appear to have discovered the logbook of the captain of the Exeter. Their tragic tale begins with a charter from Laurentia that ostensibly was more refugees.
Was it a 3-hour tour?
It might have been. Well, wealthy ones who wanted to send crates of their belongings ahead of them in advance. Once out to sea, however, strange occurrences and missing crew began to plague the voyage. The final entry notes their investigation of the cargo and that it appeared to be nothing as huge crates of earth. This discovery appears to have driven whatever plagued them into a frenzy, and the captain is the sole remaining member of the crew and passengers. They note their plan to lash themselves to the mast as the storm raged, hoping the tide would bring the ship safely to harbor, as they lacked the men to now pilot the ship. We get another 30 experience for having discovered the logbook. All right, so now it's my ranger phase. I could group activate with your character here. Why don't we move? Because I don't want Sparrow to die, and he's going to die otherwise.
Yeah, that's why I didn't take Lois.
I keep picking up rulers, not needing them. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I'm going to throw a knife at this vampire. It's a bat-shaped branded knife.
You don't have a red die, though.
I do have a green die.
Perfect.
Yeah,
I just want to make sure I was rolling a different
So I'm shoot +3. The Dampier has a bunch of special rules applying to him, but none of them dodge bullets. It is, however, fight +4.
Okay.
So with fight +4, +1 again, so 5 because of my movement.
So
11. And I get a 20, which is a 2021, which is going to be a great deal of damage, but it is armor 14. So 7 points of damage to the Dampier, who has 20 health. It has 13 points remaining. So 13 health left. I'll use some dice here to track this. 10 and 3. Got a battering right to the head.
Then it's go time for Jimmy.
Go get him, Jimmy.
So he'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He'll hang out by his barrel.
It's only weakness. Arrows. All right.
And then I am shoot +2, but I'm -1 because I moved, so I'm shoot +1.
Oh, it's +1 actually. So you're the same. You're still shoot +2. It's +1 to its fight when you move. So that's a
12.
12. So it's got a +5. No, 12. So it is however armor 14, which means your arrow is ineffective. You shot it in a mostly undead bit.
But it's like a wooden stake that I can get people
It's like
who
a
are far
flying
away from
stake.
me.
I know, it's like a flying stake. Okay, well, unfortunately, Sparrow is closest. So this Dampier is going to go 1, 2, and then take a big old bite of the flying gray squirrel. So it is fight +5. My rogue is fight +1. This could be bad. That is a 14 to an 11. So that's going to cause, with armor 10, 4 points of damage. So he will have 6 remaining.
Oh, maybe I'll erase my damage from the last game.
That helps.
Seems reasonable.
That seems reasonable. Some of my guys were injured after the game, however, I believe. No, all my guys actually live. Never mind. All right, so it is over to you now for the first of the non-ranger. Oh, no, we forgot about your ranger completely. He's on a different level.
He went.
Oh, he did go. That's right.
He went, yeah.
In round
He's
2.
just
That's right.
super slow
He's
compared
just
to
trucking. So then I guess it's now our next companion phase. I do have a firebomb. So I think I'm just going to head to the hold. 1, 2, 3. And then 4, 5. And then 1, 2 for my second move. I'm sure this will be fine.
And then I've got Lois.
Can you go help Lois?
Lois is going to step up.
Oh, yeah, you are. You get +2 fight.
And she is going to wreck your Dampier.
Hopefully not get Dracula.
So she is fight +3.
All right. Fight +5.
+5.
Sorry, +4, sorry.
Is
a 10?
11.
That is a 24.
That is more.
What is your armor, Lois?
My armor is 11.
Oh, I think you've taken 13.
She has 12.
Oh, no. Well, at least this prevents the
Lois!
Dampier from feeding on you.
Joker, I'm coming for you.
Your toes are safe because the Dampier cannot feed on you if you are if it's otherwise engaged. So Sparrow defends Lois's corpse At the end of the round, the Dompier disappears.
You
Whoop.
just roll her off into one of the coffins. It's already on there.
That's right. And then you get to flip an event card to see where he reappears now.
Is this like an Undertaker casket match at this point?
It is, yeah. He slinks into the background. 5. Okay.
5.
Red 5 is the Dompier arrives on the crew deck of the Exeter. Place it near a piece of terrain 3 inches away from a random ranger or companion. If there's no heroes in this level, place the Dompier on a random level. So the crew deck is where your boy is.
Shouldn't have messed with Lois.
All right, so he slinks down here behind this desk of drawers. And we're on to round 3. It's the beginning of so Ranger phase. You get to start.
I want to start with Kent.
Because he doesn't want the fact that you are covered in Lois's blood, basically, is making him enraged.
Yes.
Martha!
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, you're going to fight some vampire.
I'm going to fight some vampire.
Well, this vampire has a fight of +4 still.
I am a mere +3. Okay, yeah.
All right, so let's see if we've kicked off. Sorry, he couldn't feed last turn, but the Dompier does have some other special rules. So, Blood Curse, a hero taken out of action by a Dompier does run the risk of being cursed with a blood infection that creates thralls. In addition to normal injury rolls, Lois is going to have to make a will roll of TN 12 or not be able to take part in the next encounters. They need to be restrained lest they harm themselves or others while under control of the master. Dremlockweed can be used to treat the condition to gain a will bonus, but they must roll additional d20 and choose the highest result. Then we have Fear of the Holy and Feasting. So right now you don't have a holy icon, which means that you are not going to have that kickoff. So fight +4 against your fight plus?
+3. All right,
let's see what you got.
Oh.
7. That's going to be a 12. What's your armor?
My armor is incorrect. My armor is 12.
Okay, so you're okay. You take no damage, but the vampire does not succumb to your attack. So that's my ranger phase. Oh dear. Well, everybody's not feeling great. Do I have anything cool from last game that will help me to help anybody? Not really. I think we just start moving. I think we're going to try and go rescue the big Boy Scouts. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3 and a half. Do you need my help? Is there something going on down here?
Lois!
All right, well, that's creature phase, which means that the Dompier now attacks you. So you can fight back. It is still fight +4 to your fight +3. 8?
8. Oh my god.
Okay, I have bad news. That's a 22. So you take 10 points of damage.
I am... Don't I have a thing for this?
I'm sure you do. Roll with the punch?
Yeah, I'm going to do roll with the punch.
Okay.
So you said how much damage?
10.
10, so I'm going to take 5.
Because you have your damage because of roll with the punch. All right, so you're using your ranger ability. And even though he gives you the sweet, sweet Dracula backhand, you managed to roll away with it.
Numbers are hard.
Numbers are difficult, but you have survived the onslaught, which means now we are down to the companion phase. So companions can be able to move. I'm going to go with poor Sparrow. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and try and help you, and then go 1, 2, 3 with his second move.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll move Jimmy. So Jimmy will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2.
Oh, sorry, that was damage on poor Sparrow. Well, from there then, all we've got left is Farthingsworth, who is very alone in the dark right now and hoping he doesn't get ambushed in a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2.
Just walk sideways past the coffins.
I'll round up even and odd turns. Yeah, that's right. There's a lot of coffins down here. Sir, there's a lot of coffins down here. This doesn't seem like baggage.
It's a Lazarus pit. You'll be fine.
That's right,
You'll be fine.
It's the Raz Al Ghul's are all down here. Okay, so end of turn, he is going to disappear. Whoop, having been happily to punch a big blue Boy Scout. And we flip 4 as our next one. So red 4 is going to be...
Standing by.
Red 4 standing by. Lock all foils in attack positions. That was a Star Wars reference for anyone who didn't know that was a Star Wars reference. 4 is the Dompier arrives in the upper deck of the Exeter. Uh-oh.
Jimmy!
Jimmy's got problems. It's like the big blue guy was too hard to chew on. Let's just go back up here. Whatever hole he slinked through. I imagine he's like going through the windows and then he just rolls back out the window.
Going out the portholes, turning into a bat.
He's doing like the aliens thing where he's like scuttling around outside the sides of the ship and going back in. So he shows up over here. And you have no ranger nearby, Jimmy, so you are gonna get stabbed. So we are on to the next turn. It is round 4,
right.
And Rangers get to go first. I think I need to try and save Jimmy. I'm going to go one. I hear a noise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to come back up here and fight a vampire. You can't have it. You can't have Jimmy. He's too precious for this world. All right, so fight +4. My fight is also, it's +3. Sorry, I'm going to use my staff, though, in case he tries to body me to reduce my damage. It could, yeah, that was a good idea. That was a good idea. Okay, so
that's 25?
24.
24, sorry.
I can't beat that no matter what I roll here. And there's nothing else I can do. So I'm just going to take 13 points of damage and have 5 remaining. There is nothing I can do to stop that. Oh, jeez. Oh, sorry. It will be 6 remaining because my staff reduces the damage by 1. It wasn't sharp enough to be a stake, unfortunately. All right, your ranger phase.
Yeah. Lois.
You're gonna come back out. You already found the logbook. You're good.
1, 2. I'm basically going to be
Right. Yeah.
buddy.
We'll round up, round down, evens and odds. Okay. Well, here comes the monster again. So the Dhampir attacks me. I'm fight +3. It's fight +4. An 8. I might get it this time. Oh, okay. So we got it with a 17. So that's 3 points of damage, but it's actually only 2 points of damage because I'm using my staff and I didn't sharpen it first. So it has 11 hit points left.
You're staking wrong.
I'll take it. That's good enough for me. Now I could inner strength, or sorry. Oh no, I could, if I roll an 18 plus, I could crit. But I didn't get an 18 plus. So I think it is now companion phase.
Yeah.
And I got to decide where we want to go. Now I'm stuck in combat. Oh, I could push it back an inch.
You should do
because
that.
I won combat, because then you could shoot it. So I'm going to push it back to here. And then Jimmy could take a shot at it with a bow and arrow, with a flying stake, if you will. You could flying stake it.
And I think that's what I'm going to do.
I think that's a good idea. And if you don't move, it's only got a fight of +4. Okay. Fight +4 against your shoot +2.
So 13.
That was a flying stake, but it's a 14. It just ducks out of the way.
Is it?
This thing's unstakeable. Oh no, it's unstakeable. All right, well, Farthing's is in the hold, which makes me feel like I'm going to zip down there now, or zip back to the boss. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, and we'll be here just in case the baddie shows up. Back to you.
That's cool.
Oh no, I forgot Lois is dead.
That's cool.
I forgot Lois is dead. This thing just jumps back over the side of the ship and clings to the side again. So event phase. Oh, that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can investigate the final clue. What does the final clue say? The hold is nearly empty. The only remaining crates appear to have been broken open and are half full of earth. Its contents scattered and mixed with what appears to be the ashes of the coal boiler. And a scrawled note from the engineer to a deckhand recounts tales from Larenthia about the blood-cursed needing their native soil to rest in during daylight hours, and that if it's spoiled, the creature could find no rest. Gain 40 experience from the discoverer. All right, so we've gotten a grand total now of 90 experience points from just investigating this ship. And we've learned that destroying the soil, all of which has already been defiled down here and on deck, is a way that we could defeat this evil forever. And that is lost the companions. So it is event phase now. And we flip a 6. The Dhampir arrives in the hold of the Exeter, placed an air piece of terrain 3 inches away from a random ranger or companion. So it shows up down here, which is why Sparrow showed up. So on a 1 to 10, you roll. On a 1 to 10, it's a Sparrow. On an 11 plus, it's next to,
Sparrow.
Oh, of course, next to Sparrow, who's already wounded. This isn't great. Just jump over here. And it is round 5, starting with the Rangers. Would you like to come in the hold and protect Sparrow, or do you want to?
I would, but very slowly.
I can make it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep.
1,
2.
All.
Just be next to me.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then, Ranger time. I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then, oh no, wait, sorry. 5, 6, 7, and then 1, 2. And I could come down here. That would be done. Or I could wait in case it shows up here. I'm just going to wait on this level in case it comes back up to this level.
Well,
I'll just scream down the hole and be like, you'll be fine, Sparrow. Don't worry. Everything's great. Everything's good. And then this thing goes after Sparrow. 1, 2. You could snap into combat with it, though, too, so that Sparrow can gain a bonus.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Okay, so you snap into combat as well. All right. Sparrow is going to be plus, he's going to be 1 plus 2 for his friend is +3 to +4 for the Dhampir. 16?
You said +4, right?
No, the Dhampir is +4.
Yeah.
He's 1. Oh, that's right.
On the dump here.
And I'm on. Oh, you are. That's right. So 17. I rolled a 7, which is not a 17. And that means that he's going to take 7 more points of damage and also be down in the hold, but not be fed a pound because Clark Kenson is right there. Well, it is now companion phase. Well, Farthingsworth.
There's less companions.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, and you've got your archer.
Yeah, Jimmy's going to stay there because I think the plan should be...
Oh, no, sorry. I'm not going to move 1, 2. I'm going to light this place on fire.
Yeah, I was going to say.
This place is now completely, utterly on fire. So that is the companion phase over for this turn, unless you want to do something up here with Jimmy.
No, I'm going to wait until everybody starts moving north before I start lighting things on fire.
Fair enough. All right, so the dump here melts back into the darkness as he's not able to feed on Jimmy. And we have a new event phase, whoops, which is going to have to arrive on 3, which is the damp here arrives back against in the hold of the Exeter. Place it near a piece of terrain 3 inches away from a random ranger. So it could just like duck back behind me, or it could be behind you. So 1 to 10, it'll be behind Clark and on a 11 plus Farthingsworth. Oh, of course. Yep, that tracks. He scuttles up in the ceiling. All right, so new turn, Ranger phase. I don't think you can make it.
I'm not going to make it.
No, just go. Just go. Farthingsworth will be fine. He's a hero.
All right.
He's going to strap poor Sparrow over his shoulder and carry him to safety.
So we'll go up, out, and then I would like to try and set something on fire.
All right. Well, what is your traps rating?
My traps rating is 0.
All right. So you got to roll 10.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then this level is now also on fire, conveniently enough.
You
Actually, I have a
boat piece of
I got a cool fire marker for that. We'll throw this thing down and just have it be extra blazing. So now this place is also on fire as the fire continues to spread. So the monster then attacks. So I guess I get to go. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You're fast.
7. Yep. And then I'm not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 away. So I can't throw my second themed dagger at you. So I'm just going to move 1, 2, 3 and be ready to follow up. Then the monster comes, attacks poor Farthingsworth. He is a man at arms, so he's fight +3 to fight +4.
That is 8.
Oh, yeah, you don't mess with Farthingsworth. He just pushes it back, though, because he is not going to break its armor of 14. Well, that was good enough. I'll take it. Now I can at least group activate and get out of here. So now you have your companion phase. Would Jimmy... Oh, no, sorry. I have to make a survival roll, though. Right. On a 12. I take 3 damage. I do. I'm fine. He did not start... He did start activation in a burning room because you lit it on fire. I also passed. I'm fine. Right. So everybody... I'm ducking all the burning debris. But did the monster... It did as well. It also passed. So no one's damaged by the flames. You light it up like you're...
Jimmy will go for it,
like
yeah.
You're fun boy? All right, fun boy. Let's do it. Hey, fun boy, get a room. No, Jimmy can't figure it out.
Jimmy has failed to murder everyone on the boat.
That's right. Yeah, Jimmy's like, he can smell smoke, though. He's definitely sure the party's
Guys, we're doing fire now, right? It's
right.
fire time?
Definitely doing fire. So the thing disappears. Scuttles back into the darkness as the flames pass. And this is the final appearance on 2. The Dampier arrives in the crew deck of the Exeter. Place it near a piece of terrain 3 inches away from a random hero.
Come get some.
Hey, random it is. And it gets to go. So it decided it wanted Kryptonian, because he's only one guy on here. So Ranger phase, you get to go first.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, okay. We're not letting you leave here, vampire.
So do I make my survival roll first?
You make when you start your activation, yep. So it's a 10 plus. Or 12 plus because we have 2 Rangers.
And I am +2 for survival.
Don't die. You good?
So I'm good.
You laughing.
And I would like to unvampire your vampire.
All right, fight +4.
And I'm +3.
A 7. It wins. It will not push you back, however. So my Ranger phase, group activate with Farthingsworth and go grab Sparrow. So TN for my Ranger. It's going to be on a, what do I need? A 12. I have a survival of, the 17 doesn't matter. So he's going to move his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 1, get to the top, 2, 3. And we'll just engage. Try and give you some bonuses depending on who he attacks. Farthingsworth with survival roll. He also passes and goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Champion.
And then 1, 2. Gotta pick up Sparrow and get him out of here. You're gonna drag Sparrow's corpse. Okay, so then Jimmy can go. Or sorry, no, it's actually fighting time for the vampire. So you have how much health left?
I have a lot. I have 15 left.
I have 6 left. So it's going to end up attacking me, but I at least will be fight +5 because of my you being next to me.
So +4 for the vampire is 7.
Ooh. I'm going to use the Hand of Fate and re-roll this dice and hope it's not a 1. I mean, it's slightly better. I win and push it back at least. So we can get out of here next turn, but I don't do any damage. Okay, so that was the creature phase. Companion phase was just Jimmy.
So Jimmy's going to try and
keep trying to light that match, buddy. Keep trying to light that match.
Yeah!
Yes! All right, so all levels of the ship are now ablaze. The fire is everywhere. And we got to get the hell out of Dodge because we've lit it up. We know what the thing is now, at least, though. So the game will end when we all reach the boats. And we all exit the board. He leaves. We've lost our window of opportunity to slam. He basically gets driven off now. He knows the ship's going to sink and takes off. So it's just, do we make it without burning
just counting turns without burning to
death?
death.
Yeah, we're just trying to burn to death now. All right, so start of the turn, Ranger phase. We're going to go and move 1. First my survival roll. I have a survival of +1. That does not pass. I'm going to take 3 damage and only have 3 health left. That's not great. I might burn to death, actually. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. At least I made it to where I'm supposed to be before I die. And then it's over to you. So first a survival check.
Right. So I'm +2. So this is a 10. Yeah,
you passed.
We're good. And then we will go.
There's my health.
That's this one. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. Oh, I got to go the other way. 1, 2 more.
All right. And then Farthingsworth, because there's no creature left, he's got to make his test and fail. So he takes 3 damage. He's got 9 left. And then he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2 to get back up to this level. And then it's just Jimmy.
So Jimmy, survival test.
Don't burn, baby.
Jimmy's fine. And he'll go 1, 2, 3.
I assume that Sparrow is draped over the shoulder of Farthingsworth, so I'm just gonna put him over there, and Jimmy's carrying Lois, or Clark's carrying Lois. And then it's end of round, so new survival test. Can we get everybody off before they die? So starting with the boss, he will die if he fails the test. He's survival +1, so instead of action, he burns. He was slightly singed, now he's extra singed. He tumbles unconscious into the boat. And then for you,
so +2, so he makes it, and then he'll go get in the boat.
Sure will. Wish I hadn't used my Hand of Fate now. And then it's just Farthingsworth. He takes another 3 and goes to 6 and lugs Jimmy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. So everybody's next to the boat now at the end of the game. But
so Jimmy,
does Jimmy burn?
Well, Jimmy's gonna be fine because he's full health.
Full health, yeah. But he's just extra fine.
So he'll like do a flying
super leap.
Matrix leap into the boat.
Perfect. All right. Well, we managed to make it off and investigate the ship, but unfortunately, a bunch of people got really badly singed.
At what cost?
Well,
at what cost?
So to start off with, though, before the naughty rolls, 2 of us may have had our blood infected. That includes Lois and Sparrow. So it's a will test, a TN 12. Because of the blood poisoning, or they're going to come under thrall of the dump here and not be able to show up to the last game. So, what is your will there, Lois?
Lois is +2, so I need to roll 10 or higher.
What's 10 or higher?
Oh yeah!
Stick the landing. All right, Sparrow. I know you're just a kid.
Intrepid reporter.
Sparrow is +1. My child soldiers are not that willful. Let's just do this. I'm good. We're fine. All right. We did not succumb to the blood poison. We didn't get bit. We get checked for bites all the time. We're fine. All right. Campaign rolls, injury and death. So first, poor Bryce is down. Let's roll and see what he's got. 18. He's totally fine. Full recovery. He was just slightly singed. He didn't like being in the light that much. And then Sparrow rolls an 8, which is a close call. He loses any items he has and all non-standard equipment. So his oil and rags are gone. Not that he used them. But other than that, he is unharmed. So it's over to you for Lois. What's Lois going to roll?
Come on, Lois.
No more toes. 3. Permanent injury. Here comes another toe. Roll it again. What'd you roll?
2.
A 2? Lost toes. You lost a whole toe. This vampire's super into toes. What is this, vampire of Quentin Tarantino? Is this the From Dusk Till Dawn vampire of Quentin Tarantino? I feel like it is. Are you Zelma? Is Zelma Hayek playing Lois? All right, so we got progression points on Jimmy and Farthingsworth because they survived the mission. And then with our extra 90 experience, we both go to 180, which will put us at level 1. So we deduct that cost, leaving us with 80 left. And at level 1, we get to improve skills. So you can increase your skills total by +5, but you never more than +2 on any individual one. I'm adding to armory at +2. I'm definitely putting my survival up because that betrayed me. And then I'm adding to swim and tracks. So total of +5, and I'm now at level 1.
Oh, sorry, you said nothing could go higher than +2?
No, nothing. You can never add more than 2 to any individual skill.
But I
when
can
you
add
level
2 to a
up.
skill.
You sure could, yeah.
So hold on.
So what'd you add to?
I'm going to add 2 to survival and 2 to strength, which will make both of those +4.
Ooh, nice.
And I'm going to add 1 to climb, which will make that +2.
Amazing. Well, we survived the Exeter, and we managed to make it off relatively unscathed, except for a piece of toe. The toe sinks to the bottom.
That's the trail of breadcrumbs we're leaving behind. Basically, like, you just follow the half toes everywhere until you find us.
Pieces of toes everywhere. Right. Oh man, so we're on to mission 3. I really like that we filmed this one with like a long stream of like camera shots without a lot of cuts and a fixed camera this time, because it means that everyone knows we didn't fake Lois moving, like losing her toes again. Because that would have required such movie magic that there's no way we could have actually done it.
So I'm going to be honest. As it was happening, my biggest fear is, if this is an internet thing, am I going to get weird fan art from people? Is that... I don't want weird fan art from people.
Almost entirely likely. It depends on how big the fandom is, but it can happen at this point. It's getting weird with the toes here. It's getting very, very, very from dusk till dawn.
Yeah, I don't want to be the gaming internet Quentin Tarantino.
For real, right? Like, what is it with foot stuff and vampires? I don't know why those two things really go together. So we're in Act 3 now, which is where we have to track this thing. It got away. So we have to try and kill it. We hurt it very badly. We set the boat ablaze. We destroyed the rest of the earth. And now it's somewhere. And we're going to track it back to that lighthouse where the green fire erupted. And that'll be next week. So big thanks for watching. We'll see you for more Rangers of Shadowdeep. And big thanks to my patrons, of course, for producing this content.
Yeah, it was a great idea.
Yeah, and making this film table thing happen. I'm very excited about the next one. We're investigating what the next one's going to be. So thanks for watching, guys. Bye.